What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. As many of y'all may already know, probably have already seen the headlines. Bill Cosby is about to be released from prison after doing close to, I think he did close to 3 years on the rape charges that were levied against him a few years back. Um, the charges have been dropped. That's right, dropped. And the conviction is being overturned um, due to, my understanding, due to a situation where the original prosecutor in the case was given some information from Bill Cosby himself on the condition that, hey, he was not going to be charged. The prosecutor was then replaced and switched out with another prosecutor who in turn decided, hey, you know what? We're going to go head on and push this. And we're going to charge him anyway. And that's how Bill Cosby ended up during that time. So that was a betrayal. In my eyes, that was a setup. That was absolutely a setup. But I'm wondering, and I'm no legal expert by any means, no stretch of the imagination, but I'm wondering why it took this long for that to be revealed and for that to bring an overturning of the conviction when this was information that was known all along and it was a violation and it messed up. It was something that would mess up any charge off the muscle because it's clear what happened. Now I don't want y'all to think that some loving, kind-hearted, benevolent um, judges and prosecutors sat up one day and said, you know what, man, we did that man wrong. The way we handled that, that was wrong. I think we need to let him out. Please believe there were people on the ground working for Bill Cosby from the day they slammed the cell shut. He had people working and pushing that. And please believe, in my opinion, they are the ones who pushed and pushed and pushed that until it was finally like, okay, yeah, there's no way around it. That's what happened. We got to let him out. I just don't see these cats in the judicial system. You know, they were glad Bill Cosby was in there. A lot of y'all were glad that he was in there. A lot of black people were glad that he was in there because none of us were in those uh, rooms or anything to know exactly what happened. So it's not my place to go into that. You know, and none of us were there. But a lot of times when other people are convicted or other people are not convicted, when other people are not convicted, when they are found not guilty, the first thing people do is say, well, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a matter of guilt or innocence. It's a matter of what you were able to prove. It's a matter of how the case was presented. But that don't apply when it comes to certain people, when it comes to black folks and things of that nature. So um, I wouldn't call this a loophole. I would call this something that basically was pushed and pushed and pushed and like, look, this is what happened, and according to how this happened, this should not even been a case in the first place. And that's basically probably how it went down. At the end of the day, you know, we know who Bill Cosby is. You know, he was beloved by the American people back in the 80s when the Cosby Show was out. When he was beloved, not beloved by the industry, he was beloved. His earning potential was beloved. But Bill had a lot of the things that he was planning on doing, big moves that he was allegedly planning to make. And when those moves were allegedly being planned, they seem to coincide with all of these charges, and it just falls into a long line of any time you got a black man trying to make a bigger move, then all of a sudden you start seeing things getting dug up. I just did a live on that the other day, just ironically. So there are people who are going to be upset. You're going to hear about it. More details will come out about this particular situation. But at the end of the day, Bill stood strong regardless because just last month he was coming up for parole, and I think they were going to let him out, but he had to undergo sex offender therapy, which he refused. And they said, okay, well, no parole. So he stood his ground regardless, and at the risk of saying, I end up doing all this time, and he stood his ground. But people are gonna feel some way about it. They're gonna be mad. Some people are gonna celebrate. A lot of the same people who were loving Bill ended up hating him, and a lot of people who were speaking negatively about him when the charges first popped off, who automatically said, okay, yeah, he's guilty. Now they're kind of switching around, feeling like, whoa, that was kind of jacked up how they did it. Y'all leave y'all comments below. I'm sure y'all will have a lot to say about this. Um, Even some celebrities, turned their back on. People would turn their back on you. That's really one of the principles, man. You can't trust this system, and people would turn their back on you. The court of public opinion is a real thing. And the same people who loved you, or claim they loved you so much, man, when that fire get up, when that fire get under your feet, when that fire get hot around, them people will flee. They will flee in a heartbeat, man. So tell me what y'all think. It's your big brother K-Rino. Bill Cosby's conviction has been overturned and the charges have been dropped. Some of y'all gonna be glad. Some of y'all gonna be mad. But he's coming home, so it's too bad. All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.